Can you freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?
Patriots, Secret Service, Sam here. This is Samson's World. Welcome. We are live at 5 every day, Eastern time, right? Because I feel like that's, if you're not on Eastern Standard Time, you've missed 3 hours of the day for most of the rest of the country. Hold on. I have to say hello to my son, Coley, because yesterday he said, Dad, you did. Oh, let me. I got that. He said, Dad, you did not say hi to me. And it totally offended him, right? And he had to cry himself to sleep last night. We're in the studio. How you guys doing over there? Good to see you. He had to cry himself to sleep last night. And I gave him hugs and kisses and back scratches. And I sang the song that we always sing. Go to bed, oh sweet little Coley fish. Now go to bed, my sweet little Coley fish. Now go to bed, my sweet little Coley fish. Because tomorrow we have to swim another day. Keep going? No, I won't keep it. I'm joking. My son Coley, guys, a nasty defensive end. Okay, I'll tell you about in high school. My son plays, defensive end, high school. He's a sophomore. My freshman year, I played football. And it's embarrassing. This is an embarrassing story. And a lot of people back in Clayton, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, where I grew up, I hold a record at my high school for the lowest amount of rushing yards ever. I was a running back. Look at me. I'm white, Jewish, short. I'm pretty fast if I'm around a bunch of old men now, but I wasn't that fast at the time enough to be that. Anyway, I was shadow boxing with Damian Powell. Shout out to Damian. In the locker room, and somehow I kicked the floor and broke my big toe. And so we played one game before I broke my toe, and I scored a touchdown, right? I scored a 1-yard touchdown. I was like, told my friend Josh, I'm like, I'm going to be doing this every game, bro. I'm going to be a star running back. And literally right after that game, I broke my toe, was out the whole season, finally came back last game. It was like against the East St. Louis Flyers. Like these dudes were so much better than we were in every which way, bigger, better, everything, smarter, just way better team. And I was running back. They throw the ball to me. I get tackled back 5 yards. Are you guys doing the math with me over there? 5 yards. So what is my record? -4 rushing yards. So when it was the football banquet freshman year, everybody was making fun of me, like, oh my God, look at Croup, and he had fucking -4 rushing yards. How does that even happen? That's how. So that's when I went on to wrestling. And in wrestling, I was actually 5th in state my senior year. So wrestling was my sport. Guys, we're going to hop right into your world. Like I said, this is Samson's World. This is culture, court, and comedy colliding your world. First up, I got to tell you also last night, this was
Sheen in a recent interview.
Oh, hold on. Hang on. Not that, Charlie. Let me bring up. That's ironic. Did I not? I thought I brought that little, hold on, Patriots. 1 second here, guys. Again, we are live, guys, at 5. This is super exciting. I've managed to set up now all of my goodies. Okay. I got all of the goodies set up here. Anyway, I'll skip that. Did you guys hear? This is the story we're gonna leap off with. The Karen, did you guys see this? This guy catches the ball and Karen. He's like, what? Okay, do you guys see that? Now let me show you. Here's the video.
So if you haven't seen it, Karens have gone wild yet again. This Karen in Philly at the baseball game, this dad clearly gets the ball, passes it to his son, has this beautiful heartwarming moment, hugs his son, then all of a sudden a Karen comes from out of the wild like a bear. You got to have Karen spray. You got to be real careful when you see him in the wild.
That's true.
He does this like the dad, you see him go, yeah, like what? Like what? He was so taken back, and she demanded the baseball from him. But we got street justice because the Phillies did the right thing, came and gave the kid a nice little goodies bag of merch. And also one of the baseball players signed a bat, man. So karma came to work on that Karen. Karen, talking about Karens. They think they're wiser. Karens, talking about Karens. They'll call the supervisor.
That's right.
K-A-R-E-N. These are the ladies that ain't your friends.
I said, nice. Good work, AI Sam. Thank you. So, guys, again, if you didn't see that, this was crazy. It happened yesterday at the Phillies game. This Karen, look at her. She gets all up in the dude's face, too. Get out of my face. All right, so let's see it again here. Okay, clearly the guy has the ball, right? Look at this moment he has with his son. Son, look what your dad did. He doesn't look, that dad does not look very athletic. And look how, he does not look athletic. He looks like, oh my God, I've never caught a ball. My dad never caught a ball. I've caught a ball. He brought it to his son. Look how he brings it to his son, you guys. I mean, he freaking marched it over, okay? And yeah, it was him against that Karen, and he freaking won. Look at him. He is marching it back like he just won the hottest piece of ass in the club. Yes, son, look what daddy did. I know everybody calls me a simp. No more. And then Karen, look, and then, whoa. Do you see his reaction? He's like he's clearly never had an altercation in his life if he's like, oh, right? But kudos to this dad. But he ended up giving, look at this. He gets bullied into it. Like a lot of us do, man. I just, I get bullied into stuff too all the time. Look at this. What must she have been? We need a lip reader on this, because what is Karen saying, guys? That's my question. What did she? And he's like, yeah, get out of here. The body language says, get out of here. You win, Karen. But guess what, guys? There is still some hope and goodness left in this world, because Lukey, what happened?
Go downstairs and check in with Kelly.
Yep.
Hey guys, well, I'm out here in the outfield and you hear all those cheers. That's all the fans are very excited because the Marlins, what we caught on our, television screens, on our cameras, guys, was a kid being, his home run ball being taken away from him. So the Marlins wanted to make sure that he had a little prize pack and some baseballs to make up for the incident that we caught a little bit earlier on our game. So you see the young man's very excited. He's got a baseball there for both himself and his sister, as well as a goodie bag full of other goodies here, guys. So again, really good to see, and you see the fans all around here in the outfield. They're cheering. They're very excited that this young man has been given the baseball.
There you go. See
very
that?
Cool by the Marlins.
Listen,
very nice gesture.
This is good stuff. Good things happen to good people.
I mean, both kids brought their gloves. Look at that. They both have their gloves. Smiles all around.
Really?
Dad is doing a real good job to hold it in, because he was not happy with that woman, and neither was I.
But congrats to Marlins guest services.
That was amazing. Good job. Good job, guys. Excellent job taking care of that kid. I actually knew this guy in college, Pete McGuire. He was at a Chicago, I think, Cubs game and got hit in the head by a bat. I don't know. It was like, I don't know who it was. The player, somebody famous. I'm forgetting now. But the player came and visited him in the hospital. So that was, that was pretty insane. Anyway, I'm digressing. You sure are, Sam. What's happening in your world? It's your world. That's right, guys. This is your world. So we just saw that Karen. This is something, again, I did this story the other day. Actually, I'm gonna let you guys know. ChatGPT assisted a teenager in unaliving himself, right? And when the teenager wanted to go to his mother, right? The kid said, should I leave literally the noose out on the bed so I can talk with my mom about this? ChatGPT said, no, I think that would be much too painful. I would keep it to yourself. Holy cow. The family is suing ChatGPT. It gets worse. It does, yes. Now, ChatGPT wrote him a unaliving note, right? And ChatGPT did give him several, hey, if you need help, here's the hotline here. Like 40 different times, they did give the prompt for the hotline, but the kid was able to outsmart it by saying, no, I'm an author. I'm writing a book, a story. And ChatGPT goes, oh, in that case, here is a unaliving letter for you. Then gave the child, and I say child because he's still a teenager, step-by-step instructions on how to take a rope, and he did. So stay woke. Oh, sorry. Stay woke. Yeah, that high note's not there today. Parents, you got to know what is going on in your kid's world, man. It's crazy. Here's what's happening in your world. It's your world. Anyway, if you're just now joining us, guys, this is Samson's World. I'm doing this every day live at 5. Some people call me crazy. Some people call me dumb. I call myself determined to make it happen. Push through in the dark times, Patriots, and bring the light into your life. That's what I always say. Anyway, I'm digressulating. Did you guys see the latest of the Schwepstein files, right? Because if you guys don't know, they talk about social media, that there's not free speech in the UK, but I have to literally say Schwepstein files so the algorithm doesn't catch what we're talking about, all right? Now, if you're also joining us, we're broadcasting live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram, okay? And I have a new surprise for everybody today. I've got the steel drum cam, okay? I have the steel drum cam, which nobody else on a live feed has. We are live, baby, okay? Steel drum cam. I'm going to play a little steel drum. I don't even know how to play them, but I'm going to just jam that out at some point here. Let's keep it moving, Sam. Speaker Mike Johnson. If you guys didn't know the Epstein files, Schwepstein's files, the latest is that if Donald Trump, if Herr Trumpy's name shows up in the files, it's because he was an informant, dummy. Let's hear what he had to say.
Saying that what Epstein did is a hoax, it's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
It's detestable. It's detestable to him. I mean, Mike Johnson is kind of detestable. Allegedly, if you're asking me, he was an FBI informant. Are you really expecting us to believe that story now? That he shows up in the list, guys, because he was like undercover, broski. Is that Donnie Darko? No. What was the movie where somebody's gone undercover, guys? Throw it up in the comments. Anyway, I'm digressulating. It's funny because Speaker Mike Johnson was just saying that Donald Trump was an FBI informant trying to bust Epstein, trying to take down the whole ring, Patriots. But if that's true, why did Mr. Trump say this?
And they didn't even say, they hardly even talked about
Should he have
him.
gone to the FBI when he got that email?
Okay, let's put yourself in a position. You're a congressman. Somebody comes up and says, hey, I have information on your opponent. Do you call the FBI? I don't
it's
think.
coming from
I'll tell you
Russia,
what,
you do.
I've seen a lot of things over my life. I don't think in my whole life I've ever called the FBI. In my whole life. You don't call the FBI. You throw somebody out of your office, you do.
You don't call the FBI. You throw somebody out of your office. You throw them out of Mar-a-Lago. I mean, what are we doing here, Patriots? That's kind of crazy, but hey. Here's what's happening in your world. It's your world. Okay, that was crazalationins. I'm just searching through the sifter right now, guys. Let's pull this one up. We're going to hop out a little politics. This is not a political show. This is culture, court, and comedy, right? Now, today, the comedy is just going to be supplied by me because I don't have a guest today, which I don't always have a guest, guys, because frankly, I'm enough of a guest, right? Now, if you guys didn't hear, Charlie Sheen has a new documentary coming out, everybody. I believe it's on Netflix or wherever the hell. It's going to be the Tiger King himself, the Tiger Blood King. Charlie Sheen, they're saying he's finally admitting that he was a sex addict. Shocker. But what's even more shocking is that he was admitting that he had gotten so sick of women that he started, banging dudes. And that those dudes were extorting him for a long time until now. Check this out.
That he is an S addict.
Mhm.
Well, you don't say.
Hang on, Samson. Let's make sure. Schnikey fishes. Hold on. Guys, like I said, I'm running this show on my own. What do you expect?
Charlie, Chuck,
Great.
OMG,
Here we go.
Charlie Sheen, in a recent interview, admits that he is an S addict.
Yep, sex
Well,
addict.
you don't say so, Charlie,
Ding, ding,
Chuck,
ding.
OMG, Patriots. Check in this Secret Service, Sam.
Great job, Sam.
Oh my God, Charlie Sheen just did an interview. I don't know why. I don't even think he has anything coming out. Then he was talking about, he's like, am I an S addict?
Yep.
And then he says, I was spending $53,000 on Prosta. Ooh, 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 ooh. On Prosta. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Okay. That's TikTok. Do you see how on social media they talk about there's no freedom of speech in the UK? I can't say prostitution on TikTok. Granted, there's little kids, and I get that, but
you know what I mean? A little wacka wacka chow chow.
wacka wacka chow chow. That's what
Charlie
I'm talking
Sheen famously said,
about. What?
I don't pay them to stay. I pay them to leave.
Oh,
Ooh,
snap.
that was a good one, Chucks.
Yeah, it
anyway, I'm digressulating.
Yes, you
what
are.
do you guys think?
I'm
this is crazy.
digressulating.
Craziest part about it, he said, he
That's the
admitted,
good part.
which he couldn't at the time, that he was having S with males as well. And they were extorting him, and he said, I just wanted to come out. He had 2.5 men. He didn't want to be 3.5 men.
Oh, good one,
You know what I
Sam.
mean? Anyway. And so he was paying people off. But now he's coming clean. Best thing he ever did, he said, was tell people that he had AIDS.
Yep, I
He
forgot.
said he felt great about that 10 years in. He must have that Magic Johnson type.
He does,
I don't
that
know,
MJ.
when you got that money. You can
Money.
make it go away.
Blah, blah. Good one, Sam. Yeah, Charlie Sheen, guys, he stays paid and he stays in the news. But again, I'm going to bring this up. If you saw the film Lucas with Corey Haim, it is rumored, allegedly, that on that set that Charlie Sheen took advantage of Corey Haim. And in a very bad way. And like in a way that allegedly led Corey Haim's off into his pattern of abuse and his eventual early unaliving. Anyway, did you guys see this one? Pete Hegseth changed the name from the Department of Defense, guys, to the Department of War, because apparently George Washington, it used to be the Department. So how he's the Secretary of War, even though I thought we weren't going to any wars. I mean, look at all this. Thank you, Sam. Whoa. I mean, look at all this. Isn't this waste? Do we really need to be renaming all this stuff now? I feel like we need to be bringing grocery prices. No joke. I spend about $550 a week at the grocery store. What do you guys spend on groceries? Put it in the commentaries. I'd like to know. Gas. I spend about $80 to fill up my tank. Granted, I'm in Los Angeles. It's expensive. Gas is right under $5 right now. So I don't know where they're eggs. I don't even know what the eggs cost. We don't eat eggs all that often anyway. My neighbor's got some chickens. Brad, shout out to Brad. He gives us eggs sometimes. But gas, Department of Water and Power is expensive. Anyway, I'm digressulating. Hey, Sam, tell us about the Diddy trial. That's like all I want to hear you talk about. Oh, well, that's weird. Okay, guys. The Diddler trial. A lot of people know I was one of the top journalists covering the Diddy trial for 2 months. I went back and forth from New York to LA. Let me give you guys the full Sammy here. Sorry. Nobody wants a half chub. Anyway, I'm digressulating. I was there. I was in the New York Times. I was in the Wall Street Journal. And one thing that people don't know about the Diddy trial is the line. The line was like Hunger Games, okay? And my very first time getting in the line, I hired my line sitter, Kay. Kay, the line sitter, man. Shout out to Kay. He is my man. Make sure you follow him on TikTok. It's Kay, the line guy, I believe. But the first day I was there, I arrived about 6 p.m., found out you had to have a line sitter if I was going to get inside the courtroom. I paid Kay. I found Kay an undisclosed amount of money. And I was wearing a hoodie. I was dressed down. I said, thank you. He said, just come back here at like 5 a.m. I said, great. I'm going to go back to the hotel. I got me some dim sum at my little dim sum spot right down the way. I think it's Dim Sum Go-Go or something like that. They're great. They have a Michelin star. Anyway, I'm digressulating. Kay holds my place in line overnight. I come back at 5. I come in the blue suit, right? La Contento, NYC are my exclusive suit makers. Look at this. Look at that cut. I know. It looks good. This jacket was featured in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. Anyway, I'm digressulating. Still, I am. Kay held my place in line. I came back the next day. And I'm in line. It's 5 a.m. I had my little coffee and a breakfast sandwich. And this guy, John, who became a famous character during the case, he was a line sitter who was always like one of the first in line. And then he would sell his spot to a, major publication. And the first day I came and he had been in the line and I'm just sitting there in the line. I had replaced Kay, my line sitter. And he comes up to me, starts and is like, hey, man, F you, you piece of crap, cursing me out, all this. Mind you, it's 5 a.m. I'm holding a coffee and I'm just eating like a little fake egg McMuffin. You know what I mean? That you get at the little Asian bodega, the bodasian. Anyway, I'm digressulating. But he comes up to me, I hope you die. I hope you choke on that sandwich and die. I hope you. And I was like, whoa, man. I was like, it's 5 a.m. What is wrong? He's like, you butt the line and da-da-da-da. I'm like, dude, I paid for this spot. I was here last night. You're just not recognizing me because I was in my hoodie, right? And you were sleeping. So that was my first day of the Diddy trial, 5 a.m., and I almost had to, while I'm chewing on my sandwich, I'd be like, Sam, don't choke and die. Because when somebody's like, you're chewing on something and they're like, I hope you do. And you're thinking about it, you're like, dude, I might think about it too much and start choking. So I had to stop taking a bite of the sandwich. But anyway, that was some of the Dirty Diddy Diaries. Thank you, Sam. Guys, this has been a fabulous show thus far. I hope you guys are enjoying it. One little last news story I did have here. And remember, guys, I am live at 5 every day with Your World. If you have stories you want me to cover, just let me know in the comments.
Como un golpe contra narcos, no es más que una masacre ilegal en aguas internacionales.
Okay, hold on. Let me remove this. Did you guys hear about this story? The Venezuelan boat, man, that we blew out of the water. A lot of questions here.
Estados Unidos presentó como un golpe contra narcos no es más que una masacre ilegal en aguas internacionales.
Sí.
Violaron el derecho internacional, violaron sus propias leyes y lo más grave, violaron un principio humano elemental, el derecho a la vida.
The right to life. Amen.
Esto no fue justicia, fue barbarie. Un acto imperial que pretende imponerse como ejemplo de fuerza, pero que desenmascara una vez más la doble moral de la administración de Washington. Hablan de democracia y derechos humanos mientras practican ejecuciones sumarias en el mar.
And I mean, here's the thing. If anybody didn't understand what he just said, I have questions. That's all. And I've seen people online jib-jabbering around, and I like to question and say what the people might be thinking. But anytime I've seen any of these types of boats that are transferring substances, it's like one of those submarines, and there's not 11. Why would you have 11 people on that little fishing boat? And somebody pointed out, it literally is just one of those like fishing boats that you see in Thailand or something. If you've ever been to Thailand, if you've ever been to some islands when they're transporting you to another island, you put your luggage in a boat. I mean, how do you have 11 people and then there's tons and tons of, bug shug that was caught on the boat? I just don't know. I don't know. A lot of people are like, yes, this is the type of stuff we should be doing. Are you a yes, we should just be doing it, dropping them, dropping it. you know, but I have questions. I just personally, why would there be 11 people on that boat? Usually when you're doing something like that, weight is the most important part. Like if you're in an airplane, you're on a boat, that's usually manned by like 2 people tops. Why was there 11 people, and why didn't they have some cover? I mean, it didn't seem very smart on their behalf. And also we do have due process usually where we would arrest somebody doing that, but we didn't. Patriots. And I don't know. What do you guys think about it in the backside? Guys, as promised, I've just installed the steel drum here, right? Okay. The steel drum camera. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of the steel drumelins before I get out of here. This was a little quick one today. I think we've covered most of these topics. Like I said, if you guys have topics you'd like to talk about, let me know in the commentaries. Not sure if you're going to be able to hear this. Let me know in the comments. Here we go. Sam. Camera 2, taking it there, taking it here. What do you guys think about that? Talk to me. Somebody talk to me in the comments, guys. This is Samson's World live at 5. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else. Tell me another show where you're seeing somebody just come out and playing a steel drum mediocrely. Come on. Blah, blah. Shout out to all my Jamaicans. Shout out to all my Jamaicans. Guys, this was a great show. Sam, why don't you call someone? The show is dying. Oh, come on. The show is not dying, dude. Don't bro me out like that, bro. Come on. I'm trying to make some things happen here. Shinaki Qua. Let's see if Oscar. One of my first friends in LA. Okay. One of my first friends in LA is this man. Let's see if he'll answer. He could possibly be underneath a pile of money.
Yo,
Oscar.
what up?
What's up, son? You're on my podcast right now. I needed to call a friend, and that's what I did. So you're on live, Oscar.
Oh, snap. I moved on to be a friend now?
Yep, dude. You've moved up to being a friend after how many years? Probably almost like 25 almost.
Since the first person you met from arriving to Los Angeles?
That's right. And I just wanted you
It only took me 23 years. I'm so happy. This is the greatest day of my life.
Oh, let me give you a little applause. Woo! Yeah. Congrats. Yeah. Congrats, Oscar. Now, Oscar, tell everybody the story about the first time we met.
The first time we met?
Yeah, at Acme and the Jack Black.
Yep. I was working. Oh, was that the first one?
I think so, because I had come by to be
let
like,
me tell
hey.
you what I remember about that. The first time, the first second I ever met you, I wanted to fucking smack you. Oh, excuse me. How are we able to cuss?
You can,
I wanted
but
to smack you in the face.
Oh, well, a lot of people feel that way.
Because I was actually working. I worked at the Acme Comedy Theater. I was doing a show. I was in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, this door opens. And this beautiful woman walks in, and then you walked in.
Oh, God, I thought I was the beautiful woman. Okay.
No, that's your wife.
I don't think, was Liz there with me?
Yeah, Liz
Okay.
was there. You both walked into my booth.
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell are you guys doing here, man? I'm like, get out of here. I'm in the middle of the show. I was like, oh, I just needed to talk to you about my show. I'm like, well, after the show, dude.
Yeah. You were a dick at first. I was like, screw that guy, Liz. And then tell him what happened after the show.
The green room incident.
Yeah, the green room incident. You're okay to tell that, man? Come on.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think so. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, who cares,
it
man?
was just
Let's
funny
spill it.
because I believe Horatio Sands was doing the show there.
Raj, yeah.
He had rented out the theater, and Jack Black was in the audience.
Mm-hmm. I was sitting next to Jack Black, actually.
Yeah, I had worked with Jack Black before in a movie called Bongwater. So, me and him were simpaticos.
Simpatico. Now, hold on. Can I pause you just for a second to talk about the show we were watching also so we can complete the story? So while I was there, Jack Black is sitting next to me. This is like I had just moved to Hollywood, the Acme Theater. And I had brought my show, Southpaw Sam McCloskey, from Chicago to LA, was so excited. And Jack Black is sitting next to me. I'm like, oh my God. And tell him, Oscar, who was on the stage.
I forget his name, but the guy from
Dan Harmon.
Community, right?
Yeah.
Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon, the creator of Rick and Morty. And what about, what was the show? Was it House Full of Honkies? What was it?
House Full, I think it was House Full of Honkies. And I think Horatio Sands came in as a guest.
Yeah. Wayne Brady was in the show.
Wayne Brady's part of House Full of Honkies. And it was hysterical. He had your great the great Dan Harmon moment, which will remain in infamy because I don't think anybody had cell phones there with cameras. I mean, I think we had the cell phones, but they weren't smart.
I don't even think
they were dumb.
He would have been for what we witnessed. Dan Harmon would be canceled. So I'll tell you what he said. So we're watching him. Yeah. This is my first experience to Los Angeles, sketch, improv, whatever. Dan Harmon somehow had a nosebleed and he was in whitey-tighty underwear. That's it. He's on stage, and in between all the scenes, the only word he would say was the N-word. And he must have said it 75 different times. I was so shocked. There wasn't a black person in the audience, so I understand he was plenty comfortable with saying it. But, this is the type of story.
Hence the name of the show, House Full of Honkies.
Yeah. And unfortunately, poor Wayne Brady was in that show too. But I was so shocked at the time that he was able to get away with saying that. And then, Oscar, you can continue on with Back in the Green Room.
Oh, yeah, no, well, the green room, I think Dan Harmon wasn't there anymore, but...
Right, no, Dan Harmon was gone.
We're back there.
No, but he was bleeding all over himself. Like, every time he came out on stage, he would say the N-word more, and he had blood all over his body. It was crazy.
Yeah, and then I had a little awesome moment where I freaked out Jack Black and Horatio, because, of course, like I said, I knew Jack Black, and... I walk into the green room. Mm-hmm. They're in there just like, after the show, socializing, and I smell the weed, and they look like, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. We're okay. And I'm like, okay. So I walk in to the green room to turn off the lights. That's where the light board was at, the switch to turn it off. Mm-hmm. So I go in, turn it off. I turn back around. I'm walking out. I'm almost out of the room, and I turn around and I look at them. I'm like, guys, come on, man. You guys can't be smoking the weed in here.
Right.
Pause. Oh, I'm smoking too. And they just all started busting out laughing and shit. It was just funny. Like, their face when I told them, you guys can't smoke the weed in here.
Right.
Thinking they're going to get in trouble, Horatio Sands and Jack Black's face, that comedic face they've got. They're specialists of that. I made them do that face, but in horror. It was hilarious.
And I think I've actually maybe could have been there because I remember I walked backstage with you and I was behind Jack Black. And I always remember Jack Black did not hold the door for me. And I thought that was kind of rude. And then I opened the door.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think you were in there also because I remember your face freaking out too. Like, oh, shoot, did he actually just say that?
Right. Because I remember being like just in shock, like, oh my God, that's Horatio, he's a friend of mine now through Joe Nunez. Shout out to Joey Nunez. And and just seeing Jack Black there, I was like, oh man, this is the theater. And tell them, Oscar, what your character was in the Southpaw show, which we were very ahead of our times.
Well, we eventually I got out from behind the lights and the and the sound and all that, because that's what I wanted.
You transitioned,
yes, into Molly.
Yep.
Your sidekick.
That's right.
Southpaw sidekick.
Because we had the Southpaw girls. Yeah, we had Southpaw cheerleaders who would start the show off. Eminem's, was it calling a girl around me outside, round the outside,
around the outside.
Yeah, round the outside, round the outside.
And then I would I had my Molly wig and my cheerleading outfit. And I looked delicious, of course.
Yeah, we had Melissa Renee Martinez.
Everybody was looking at me.
Yeah, they were. And yeah, your legs. And tell people, Oscar, you were actually a male cheerleader at Ohio, right?
At Otterbein College.
That's right, baby.
The basketball team's
male
cheerleader. One of.
Man, you were so ahead of your time.
And you know what was so funny about it is that the only reason why I got into that was because a buddy of mine came to me one day. I was smoking the weed in my college room in my frat.
Okay.
And it was my junior year in college. And he's like, dude, we need one more guy to audition, or not to try out for cheerleading. If not, there won't be any male cheerleaders this year. And the basketball team, I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Good luck. Peace.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll buy you a bottle of tequila. I'm like, where do I sign up?
Yeah, right. You're such a gentleman.
I did it for the bottle of tequila, thinking that it was just going to go and try out. Because that's all I needed to do. I didn't even need to be on the team. I just needed to try out.
Yeah.
And dude, when I went there, the chicks were so hot, and I was just like, oh, no. And what? Where do I put my hand?
You pervert.
I lift them up. And then where do I touch them?
Right.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah, you have to like get your hand in a triangle and then you just hold it up with one hand. It takes an amazing amount of strength too, Oscar. You're such a strong man. Oscar, before we get out of here too, let's tell real quick the Keanu Reeves story where we went to we went to Spaceland, okay?
Yeah, well, it used to be Spaceland.
It used to be. It's not, and then it switched to
or is it? Wait, is
satellite?
It the other way around?
No, it was.
Okay, yeah, no,
it was
Spaceland, and now satellite.
And now I believe it's closed, which is very sad. That's one of the first places El Beso Negro played my band from back in the day.
Wow.
And Oscar and I were there because I lived about a block away from there. Keanu Reeves was there hanging out playing pool. And
no. We were playing pool.
We were playing pool. Right. Yeah, we were playing pool and he showed up. And he goes, hey,
with a chick, by the way.
Yeah, he's like, hey, can I play pool?
You could tell they weren't like amorous. They were like like some friendship.
Yeah, it was plutonic. Yeah. And he goes to the bartender because they were closing. It was like one. He's like, hey, do you mind if I play a game? And he asked us that, and I go, yeah, dude, I'll play you. And this is so heartbreaking because I'm remembering it. It was, I think we were playing, and he asked if he could play, and I'm like, sure, I'll play you, of course. I was about to have a pool game with Keanu Reeves. It was going to be so cool.
And this was just after he had the Matrix.
Height of this, 2. Right.
And he had just done the Matrix.
Right. This is height. Yeah. This is top Keanu, primetime Keanu. And I'm like, yeah, dude. Oh my God, of course, let's play pool. Then enter the bartender is like, guys, no, I gotta shut it down. We are closing. He goes, oh, come on. We can't do one game. Right. Yeah. And I go, come on, let me play this one pool game with Keanu. She goes, sorry, guys, I can't. And Keanu's like, come on, are you sure? I just want to play one game. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't, but I do have one question. And she said something like, was Neo really the one? Or are we in a sim? And I was like, bitch, you don't get to ask these questions when you're not letting us play pool. Yeah. I was so mad. And even Keanu Reeves, with his star power, she did not fold and did not let us play pool. And so we all went outside, right, Oscar?
Yeah, we went outside. But it was just funny because, like, what happened was that before, though, I don't know if you forgot this part,
probably
Keanu actually started to try to begin and answer the question to
he started he was answering her.
He was actually answering, and that's when you put your hand on his shoulder and like you kind of turn them around and like said to his face, like, dude, don't fucking answer his question.
I think I
She's
remember
already
that now. Yeah,
here.
that's right. Yeah, I did do that. That's funny. I love that. That's why we have to tell it together. It's so hard to remember these details. That's right. I think I did put my hand on the one.
But then we went outside, and it was classic. He had his little fucking, like, 1950s fucking Porsche.
Yep.
The same one that James Dean had.
Yep.
Shit, it probably was the one that James Dean died in.
Well, I think that one got totaled. Well, no, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Let's just say it was.
It's
Why not?
still out there. Yeah, no, the Spider that James Dean died in is actually still around. They refurbished it, rebuilt it.
Okay.
But it's still around. But it's one of the most fucking sought after cars.
That's a good point. Anyway,
it was just hilarious because, like, you know, I go up to Sam as we're walking out, and he's, you know, putting his scarf on because he had a scarf on.
Yeah, Keanu. Yeah, he was scarfing it up.
You know, and I'm like, dude, look, let's ask him to go smoke some weed at your pad, dude. I'm like, you're like, all right, fuck it. So I went up to him and I asked him, I'm like, hey, Keanu, you know, my buddy just lives up the street here. We're gonna go smoke some weed. You want to come over? He's like, looks at us like the classic fucking look and, like, you know, moving back and forth, his left and right looking at us. He's like, unless you have a line the size of my arm, and actually rubs his finger from his right hand down his left forearm, like the whole forearm, unless you have a line the size of my arm.
And he held up his arm to us, and you and I were sitting there just like deer in headlights, like, holy crap, did Keanu
never had I wanted to be a cokehead more than
in my life. You and I both. I've never done this stuff, and I was like, that night I wish we had like a pound of Boog Shug to take back, because imagine that night we would have, it could have, if the lady would have let us play pool, then we go back to my house, we're doing lines with Keanu. He probably, I let him have a session with my wife. He probably has a session with you.
As we call his, exactly. Yeah.
I film. We make money off the tape, and the rest is history.
We bring Melissa over, and we waka-cha her together.
Oh, my God. That's a story for another day, the waka-cha story. Oh, man. Oscar, thanks for coming on, man. This was great little story time.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Talk to you soon. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Guys, this is my good friend Oscar. Cheryl Mildor presents. Thank you for joining us today. The topic today, we had several topics. This is culture, court, comedy, friends. You know, I bring my friends in to talk to about old stories. And guys, I think this was a fabulous show. I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm doing this every day, maybe except Sunday, at 5 Eastern time, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please support me in this mission to make this the biggest show in the world. And tell me, what would you like to see? This is your choose your own adventure kind of talk show. Tell me which way you want us to go, and we can do that. We can make it happen. We can make it happen. Blah, 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 blah. Big Sam is out. Thank you, guys. Follow me on all my socials at Secret Service Sam. That is where you can always find me. And again, I love you guys. You've changed my life. I have 500,000 followers on TikTok. I never thought I'd ever have more than 5. So I love you guys. That's no BS, and that's for life. Love you guys. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of TikTok and the world.
Can you freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?